Hola, ¿qué tal? Welcome again to Vamos, your DELE A2 podcast. Today we're going to be talking about grammar for the DELE A2. This is a very large and extensive topic. I'm going to try to sum it up and make it as easy as possible for you to kind of get a feel of what you need to study for the exam. I hope you enjoy the video and let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer. Are you ready? Vamos! Okay, so let me start by saying, first and foremost, that I'm not a very grammatical person, if you will. I really like the Spanish language. I enjoy teaching, but grammar is always the thing that I don't like that much and I kind of leave aside. I think I'm not the only one in this. If you are too, let me know in the comments. But today I wanted to make an effort to walk with you and to share some of the tips and tricks that have helped me and my students especially pass the DELE A2, and where I think most people struggle and where you should be putting your focus on, because grammar is a very vast topic, and so you might feel a little bit apprehensive and you might not know really where to start. So I'm going to give you 10 things that I think many of my students benefit from and how you can work to improve them. So let's dive right in. So aspect number one, from my point of view, should be to study the verbs in the past tense. So verbs in the past are quite difficult in Spanish because we have three past tenses: he estudiado, estudié, estudiaba. And these three tenses are difficult for English speakers because there's not a direct equivalent. You also have to memorize many irregular verbs, especially in the indefinido, so in that estudié tense, and so it is a very large topic. I think it is crucial because if you master the past tenses, you're able to write very well for the writing part, which is often related to the past, and it's also going to help you, especially in the speaking part in task number one, where you have to speak about a given topic, and generally you're going to have to talk about your experiences. So all of this is going to be in the past. Number two would be verbs like gustar. They follow a specific structure in Spanish, which is not the same as the rest of the verbs. We're going to have a pronoun, this me, then gusta is going to go in accordance with the object that's being liked. So it's quite a difficult and complex structure that I think students need to focus on because we use it a lot. Let me show you some examples. Me gusta, me duele, me interesa. All these verbs follow this pattern, and so you must be able to at least understand how they work and try to apply it for the writing. And for the speaking, what I suggest is just to memorize segments such as me gustó, I liked it, and not to overthink it. Just use those full structures, so those chunks of words that will ease your mind, and it will make your speaking more fluent, but you will still have the correct grammar. Number three is the verb ser and the verb estar. It's a very basic distinction, but it has many rules to follow, and so it's not as simple as it may seem at first glance, but I would suggest you dive into it because they're used all of the time, and so knowing when to use ser and estar is a key element for the DELE A2 exam. Number four is the present tense. It might seem like a very simple topic, but in truth there are many exceptions and many irregularities in the present tense. Take a look, for example, at these verbs. We have querer, quiero, venir, vengo. These verbs are irregular, and so knowing them in the present is crucial for your exam, and it does take quite a bit of practice. Number five, it's the future tense. You probably saw it coming. We've talked about the past and the present, but of course you want to be able to talk about your plans. You can use the future tense in verbs such as estudiaré or cantaré, but you can also use the structure ir a and the infinitive. So let me give you some examples. Voy a cantar, voy a estudiar. Whichever structure you choose, try practicing with it because it's definitely going to help you. Number 6, it's going to be the períphrasis. This is a grammatical concept that explains basically this structure. It's a first verb that is conjugated and a second verb that is an infinitive or a verb with an R at the end. Let me give you some examples. Quiero estudiar, necesito trabajar, tengo que limpiar. These types of structures are very frequent in Spanish, and this is definitely going to help you sound more fluent and also in your writing tasks. Number 7, it's the prepositions, those tiny words in, on, at that we put in between sentences. These are extremely important in Spanish, and I suggest you study them well because they often go unnoticed and they're going to be helping you create sentences with more sense in Spanish. I also suggest you study the difference between por and para. This is a very frequent mistake for Spanish learners, and it's definitely going to help you in your exam. Number 8 is these tiny pronouns that you see, lo, la, los, las, le, les. These direct and indirect types of pronouns are very important both for the writing and the speaking, but also for the reading part. So I suggest you dive into them and try to make sense of it. Okay, number 9 is gender and number. It's a very, very basic concept. You probably studied it right in the beginning when you were starting with Spanish. So you know that nouns in Spanish have gender and number, and the adjectives that go with it have to follow. So for example, if we have la camiseta, which is feminine, the adjective blanco is going to become blanca, la camiseta blanca. Or in masculine, el pantalón negro. Now, this is also going to happen with the plural. So if we're talking about plural things, everything is going to add an S at the end. Las chaquetas verdes. This is a very basic concept, as I say, but you would not believe how many of my students keep doing these mistakes for years. So whenever you're studying, put on your grading lenses and try to filter out all of those mistakes. Okay, and we've made it to number 10. These are the linking words. Linking words are those words that we use to unite sentences together, such as pero, porque, entonces, también. These are very basic words, but they're going to improve the quality of your writing and your speaking, and it's the best bang for your buck, I would say. So it requires a little investment, just memorizing the words and then remembering to use them in the context, but it's definitely going to transform your text and make it better. Okay, that was it. It took me a very long time to record this very short video. I hope I made sense. I hope you understood the key elements that I wanted to highlight, and let me know in the comments if you're struggling with any of these in particular. If you'd like more explanations, I'll be happy to help, and I look forward to hearing from you. Nos vemos!